Hello, it is Monday 16th August and it is 8:01 p.m. and we are all set for the city gate. This is where we gather as men and we come to discuss about issues that affect men out there. This is where we discuss the real issues that are affecting the real men in the real world. And we are continuing with our episode that we've been doing for the last 3 Mondays, that is mental wellness, or men mental wellness. And I am joined by my usual suspects and I'll be joining them. Yes, and as you can see, we are on the rooftop and we are doing it again this Monday. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes. So, karibuni sana to tonight's show. We are going to have great time. Kama kawaida, karibuni. And if there is any man who is out there, kindly let them know that the city gate has already started. My usual suspects are have you here.
Good to have you too.
Naona leo baridi ulemea hadi umevaa kale kama.
Hakuna mchezo. There is no joke here.
You can say hi to our viewers.
Hi everyone, and thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's the city gate and we are here to man the city. Like we always say, nothing should leave the city that shouldn't leave. And all that should come into the city, it must come in, but must be checked. Frederick check at the city gates.
Wow, thank you very much. Karibu sana.
Asante.
It's always an honor having you here. My guy.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to have you here.
Good to be here too. And good to see you.
You know, every time I see you here, I rejoice.
Okay.
Because you're the one...
Don't start. It's too early.
At times you decide...
Rejoice, and again I say
at times
rejoice.
you decide to...
Introduce me.
Yes, his name is Simon K. Our financial consultant. If you have any issue with your finances, this guy can sort you out. Kindly say hi to our viewers.
Hello, viewer. Once again, we are excited and I'm happy to be here sharing wisdoms and insights on that can help a man. Our concern, our love and passion is the man, a whole man. That's what we desire, to see you whole, to see you lifted, to see you blessed, to see you excelling as a man, to see a happy soul. When we get to heaven, we share stories about how wonderful the journey of manhood had been.
Yep.
We don't talk only about how difficult it was to be a man.
Wow,
Yep.
Thank you very much. And I remain to be the one and only, the undisputed Willie Kinyash. So karibuni sana, and we are glad that you have joined us. If you have not shared the link with your friends, I am giving you 1 minute. Share the link with your friends. Yes, 1 minute. Now sasa tuko 59, 58. Oh yes. Have you shared? Have you shared that link? Yes, both on YouTube and Facebook Live. Kindly share the link so that all the men can join us tonight. And all the women who are out there who always join us, karibuni sana. We are always honored having you here. You know, men can't be men without you, women. And so we honor you and thank you very much for joining us tonight. We have been talking about our mental wellness.
Yes.
And it has been a journey. I think today we are concluding the show about the mental wellness. Maybe you can do a recap of what we were discussing last Monday as we continue.
Thank you very much, Wiri. And so we are landing this plane. But as we were starting to take our descent, we talked about how we can prevent.
Yes.
What are the preventive measures that we can take to ensure that the man does not get to that point where their mental wellness is not as good as it should be, or where they get mentally ill. And before we looked at the preventive measures, we concluded on the causes.
Yes.
And we talked about several of them. And then we looked at how they can prevent this. And there are several things that we looked at then, starting from being able to build relationships that can help you on the journey, being able not to take the much that you can manage, not putting too much pressure on yourself, avoiding being competitive and running after maybe things that you really can't make. So staying well, and also being careful and checking on yourself.
Yes.
Are there any signs that I need to be attended to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And as you were talking, we talked about the issue of society. And so there's no way we can end this episode without talking about the society. We realize that the society sometimes will give men pressure. And so what should the society do concerning the mental wellness?
Wow. I think I like how Reverend has put it, that there are expectations that are on a man by the society. And sometimes some of those expectations are put on a man unwarranted. There is only so much that a man can handle. And the state of mind in one man, it differs from another man. So it's always good as a society to understand that a man cannot be God. We were created to be like God, but we are not God. That is all knowing, all powerful, ever present. You know that in every Harambe you're present. Your finances have a limit.
Yes.
You know that we are there for every member of the society, mourning with them or encouraging them, attending every wedding. You are not Alpha and Omega.
Yes.
You're not omnipresent. You cannot be in every wedding. You cannot be in every burial. You cannot be in every You cannot be the one speaking to every woman that is in pain as a man.
Yeah.
You know, and as a man, even the expectation on a man from a society is that a man should take care of the wife.
Yes.
And in as much as you're taking care of your wife, sometimes there are limitations. And that's why you help each other, not just the man.
Yeah.
I remember someone telling me, Kitambo, what used to happen, the men used to go somewhere at the village square, and they used to have that brew, and they're drinking.
Yes.
And the women used to go to the shamba and farm. But times have changed. So the society used to expect a man to stay out there, and right now the man should actually be out busy working. And when you're out there fighting, there's some things you come across.
Yeah.
There's some pains, some ills, someone abuses you, someone insults you. When you come home, you need to be peaceful. When you come home, you need to be a nice person. You know, the expectations of the society then have changed, and they change over time. So it's good to reduce the expectations and understand the man cannot be all that and more. Yeah.
So you're saying that the society has set very high expectations to
on a man.
Yes.
Yeah. The society
and men are human beings.
Men are,
They are not angels,
okay, we are close to the angels.
but we are not.
Yeah, we are close to the angels.
But we are not.
And I can see a thumbs up somewhere. but we are not.
Yes.
I will get tired. Someone in this panel has been told by the wife, you need to rest.
Yes.
Because you have been picking up a lot of work, up and about. We are limited as human beings.
Yes.
In as much as we are strong, we are limited as human beings. So when you see a man, the society expects that you should be out there with other men working. But they don't know a man at some point needs to go home and rest.
Yeah.
Needs to be home to decompress.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you see me home, huyu alifutwa kazi, and maybe all I'm doing is decompressing.
Or some men will say that huyu alilaliwa.
Alikaliwa chapati. Yeah. So we are, as men, you asked me, are men limited? Yes, we are limited. Just as our women are limited, we are human beings. We are human beings, and as human beings, God did not. We can't stretch ourselves.
Yes.
You see. Let me use an example of the just concluded Olympics.
Yeah.
When Eliud Kipchoge was running below 1.59, below 2, to get to 1.59, every condition, every condition, there were people that were running with him. And everything was taken care of to ensure that you hit that 1.59. And he hit 1.59. No human being has ever done that. And they said no human being is limited.
Yes.
After that, didn't he lose a race?
Yes.
The just concluded goal that he's holding, how many? It was 2 hours and how many?
Can't remember.
It was 2 hours, I think, 2 hours, 2 minutes. You see, that which is above the limit that he had actually set. So this is to say that a human, he actually said when he lost it was good because even people understand that he's a human being.
Yes.
He's a human being. We are not like God. So as men, sometimes we are limited. And we, of course, definitely, we have to work and work hard and ensure that we overcome those barriers and those hurdles of life and overcome them very well.
Yeah.
But when you see me retreating, don't say that I will not overcome that barrier. Do not start blaming me and branding me a loser. I'm not a loser. It's only that I know my limits and I know how much I need to. Like, for example, why is it that Hebli Geblisiras, that one, that Ethiopian guy, why is he not running anymore? There was Moses Tergat. Why is he not running anymore? He's still alive, he's not dead, right?
Yes.
But why is he not running anymore? Because at a certain age, you need to stop because your body cannot take that shock, cannot take that stress as a human being. A footballer, when you're hitting the age of 35, right now, Messi, everyone is saying I can't remember how old Messi is, but everyone is saying he's approaching his age of retirement. We know Cristiano Ronaldo is I think 33, 34. He's slowly approaching his age. He's still performing, but he's approaching his age of retirement. So as men, definitely, we are limited. Yes.
And talking about Olympics, I understand they came back today and they were not well received.
Watch us, yes.
Let's continue with men.
Yes, and as well. Yes, they were not well received.
And you see, sometimes men, I like that point. Sometimes men will not celebrate an achievement like that one, and it's a big achievement.
Yes.
Why? Because there was a time, the previous Olympic, we brought 6 gold medals. This particular one, we've only brought 2. So someone will say, you guys are capable of giving us 6.
Yes.
Why did you bring 2? But even these 2, ata 2 tungekosa.
Yes.
There were some countries.
And they were representing us as a nation.
There were countries which didn't go home with with even 1 single gold medal.
True.
Yeah.
I agree.
So even those small achievements, as men, instead of Kuadarao, they didn't perform as well as they did the previous time. Celebrate them.
Yes.
They're human beings.
Yes.
You see, if someone mbona umeniasha moto hivyo?
It's okay.
I'm Eliud, of course I'm not Eliud. I'm Eliud. I'm seeing Museveni is parading vehicles.
receive his people.
Na mshahara alikuwa amesema everyone that runs and brings a gold in Uganda, they will get a salary of, I think it was 500,000 of course Ugandan money every month. You know, na akasema zile zilikuwa zinalipwa quarterly, it should be paid every month. Walipwe mpaka arrears zao. As a human being, why wouldn't I want to go to Uganda and run for Uganda? You're not appreciating me.
Yes.
I am limited, yes, but it doesn't mean that tomorrow I will not run for that gold. They only got how many golds? I think they got 2. No, 1. They only got 1 gold. But even the bronze and the silvers, actually in Africa, we were the best.
Yes.
And you see someone else out there. Mbona umeniasha moto hivyo?
Ni sawa tu. Si ni sawa hata huku nyuma.
Yeah, in other countries like Uganda, they're celebrating their athletes, and us here we are busy saying, oh no, hapana limit ya campaign should be 12 million. No, not 12 million, should be 23 million. What do you mean? These people are not talking about 2022. Please appreciate them now, because 2022 or 2024, 26, whatever time, we will need them to put our country on the map.
Very true.
2 times
I agree.
our national anthem was played.
Yes.
In the world.
4.
Huh? No, 2. Inachezangwa kushinda gold.
No, I think we had 4 golds.
No, we had 2.
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Then.
Tulikuwa na mbili ama 4. We had 2.
4.
2 golds.
We had 4 golds.
4.
We had 4.
We had 4
Yes.
gold medals. Why are you trivializing our
Oh yeah, because
win?
our total was 8.
You are wounding some men
Let's
out
talk
there.
about men.
Oh.
You.
Ni kukasirika
Why?
about how
Usikasirishe jamaa.
we don't regard our men.
Na tulisema one of the signs of a man who is not mentoring
Kasirika of you.
ni kukasirika haraka.
So
What are you guys trying to say? Baridi has messed me up.
Reverend,
Yes.
there's something we were discussing
Yes.
off here
Yeah.
about how you'll find a lady will send a text to a
Yeah.
fellow lady. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And the lady will say, I'm not doing well. And this lady will be concerned.
Yes.
But a man, I send you a text. Hi, Warui. Hi, how are you? I'm not good. Usijali.
Tuko pamoja.
Wanaume ni kuvumilia.
Yes.
Can we talk about that issue?
Yeah, I was given an example of a group I'm in, and I know some of those guys there are watching. And one of my friends sent along a message which was showing how ladies respond to each other and how men respond to each other. So that in simple terms, when a lady says, I'm not okay, the next question is, can I come over? What do I come with? So, kuja na chipo, ama kuja na ice cream, ama kuja, what flavor do you want? What's your favorite? They look out for each other.
Yes.
But when it comes to men, is jikaze kimwanaume. Zote tuko kwa hii boat pamoja. Yeah. So you call this guy and you ask him, did you go to work today? And the guy is like, no, I wasn't able to go. I woke up feeling just low. I feel there's nothing that I want. And what happens is that this other man is like, jikaze kimwanaume. And I think one of the things that is very, very important for us to do is to, as men, we need to rise up for our men. We need to rise up for each other. If you know that your fellow man is going through a challenging moment, you need to be there for them. You need to support them. You need to give them the backing. You need to cheer them up. Sometimes by words. Sometimes, like you were saying, you may also even need, like if you find a man and his vehicle is, the battery is low, you stop your vehicle and you jumpstart his vehicle.
Yes.
But if you find a man who has been doing business, he has been doing well all the time, you have been enjoying trips together, and all of a sudden his business has come down. He's unable to meet his bills. Men, let's come together and jumpstart that man.
Yes.
Let's come together and say, we cannot allow this man to go down while we belong to this great group together. We are a boys club. Let us support one another. If you call a guy and he tells you, I didn't go to work today. Why didn't you go to work? I didn't just feel like it. Please, rush there. Go to him, talk to him, find out what is happening. See if you can help. Let us rise up for one another. If you find your man, your friend in the boys club is dying and breaking at a debt, you know, maybe it's just a debt. He went to a Shylock, picked some money, and now he's being forwarded, he is being auctioned. I think as men, sometimes we can come together and say, let us bail out our friend and see how we can help him pick up again and start moving. What I'm saying is, as men, we need to come together and ensure that we are supporting each other. We are becoming a support system for one another.
Yes.
We are not just telling the guy, you know, I think it's the Kikuyu who say, hakuna mwanaume mama ya mwanaume mwingine. And that is just, let the man go through So let's come to that level where we can support one another, where we can hold each other's hands.
And maybe as you talk about that, maybe there are some men watching us, because a few months we have seen some men coming together and helping some fellow men there.
Yeah.
There's this comedian, he was helped, but only after being helped, he anakunywa huku anaanza kututukana tu sisi wale watu tumemsaidia.
No, I think he
no, of course, I think there's a misrepresentation of that whole thing. There's a misrepresentation. And sometimes some people are just haters. They can even pick videos, old videos of this guy and purport that it is now. I just want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
That is not what happened. But I think as we help the man, we need to approach it wholesomely. Because sometimes we behave either a hate and learn, or we are too linear, we are looking at just one issue. So that if I have a fellow man who have gone into alcoholism, and therefore through alcoholism he has lost his property, he has lost his business, I don't just restore his business, but I also pick him up and help him get back on his sober feet.
Yes.
So I need to also address this issue that brought this man down. So that we are not just addressing one issue, we deal with the symptoms, and we are not dealing with the root cause.
Yes.
So that if I know a guy within our boys club has an issue, and the issue may be, let's say maybe it's women. He has involved himself with several women, and I'm not saying that helping this person is not justifying what he has done, but we ought to help him instead of having him go down. Let us help him stand on his feet, but let us also be honest and find a way. Do we need to take him to a rehabilitation center?
Yeah.
Do we need to warn him about his ways? Do we need to take him to a counselor and have him walk through all the sessions? And we are ensuring he goes for the sessions. So we are okay. If we are a group of 5, we agree on Monday, niwe unaenda kumchukua, make sure ameingia kwa counselor na amemaliza hiyo session ya 2 hours. Because at the beginning, sometimes people are in denial.
Yes.
And we are saying that one of the ways to heal is to accept that this is what you are in. And so during that season of denial which you talked about, sometimes someone has to be carried. So we have to say, mchukue mpeleke hospitali. Yes.
Okay, I get you. What were you saying?
I actually wanted to emphasize that sometimes there's a scripture that I'm reminded of. Actually 2. No, one is not a scripture. One is a song.
Oh.
One song says, Tenda wema.
We ni mwimbi pia.
Nenda zako.
Abe ni mwimbi, yes. Tenda wema.
Nenda zako.
Nenda zako. And then I'm also reminded the story of the Samaritan.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible says that there are men who passed by. I don't want to say who passed by.
Yes.
The guy that was beaten up by robbers. And they actually recognized the issue. This guy is beaten up.
They were not concerned.
They were not concerned. They were busy with their day-to-day. You know, I'm going to preach.
In fact, they were religious people.
Yes. Yeah, they were religious people. They are leaving him there with his issue.
Yes.
So when you recognize an issue, just as you told us about your relative, when you recognize an issue, it's important. I just want to emphasize what Reverend has said. It's always important not to leave the issue at that. Do something about that issue.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have money, there's something you can do. You can be there be present physically for that person.
Yeah.
Of course, that is your time and that will cost you something. But being there for a man, because sometimes, as Reverend is saying, when men go down, and men will help you. Some men will help you, and that's why I talked about Tenda wema nenda zako. Some men will help you and always remind you.
Yeah.
You know, when God lifts you up, because God will lift you up, when God elevates you, they will always remind you,
Ni sisi tulikutoa ushago.
Yeah, it's
unakumbuka venye ulikuwa umenini unaturingia hapa na ni sisi tulikusaidia.
Yes.
But when you lift up a man, don't, and that's why sometimes I think some men don't want to be helped. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you help me, utanisaidia, and then you will tell everyone, hey manze, that guy, unaona ile suti?
Hiyo hata
suti,
ni mimi. Kuna kapitani niliona kalikuwa kanaenda social media that there's this guy anakuja ametumwa na jamaa amepea mtu suti anamwambia mwenye suti anasema utoke kwa jua unatomesha suti yake inachomwa.
Yeah, so when you help someone, help them and lift them up and stand there with them and as Reverend said, do not just help one day.
Yes.
Ensure that person is standing. I know he's stringent, saying that if you're 5 every day, make sure that there's someone ensuring ameingia session, counseling section. Kama ni rehab, ensure amenda rehab.
Yes.
Na ako huko hajatoroka, ako huko. Na unamtembelea kwenda kumuona how is he doing.
Yes.
And then do it with a genuine heart.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, do it with a genuine heart, because the Bible says God looks at the heart. Of course, men look outwardly, and that's why I will work with what I see, but God looks at the heart.
Yes.
And who searches the intents of men?
It's God.
God.
Yes.
God searches the intents of men. And my prayer and my desire here at the City Gate is that us men will always do things with a good intent.
Yes.
There's someone who was asking me, what happened to men? You know, olden days, men would stand with each other, support each other, build each other up. If I see, not only if you have a mental issue, you know, before you even slip into a mental issue, I know you don't have a job, you know, and I have some money. Tunachanga, tunakuuliza ni biashara gani unataka. You know, you tell us, I need this business, I need X amount. Ama, I need a job somewhere. And then you go help me look for that particular job. Don't wait until a person has gone deep into depression or mental unwellness, mental illness, ndio mumsaidie. You know, there are people who want you to go down.
Now that's when they are coming to lift you up.
Ndio wasemange mimi. And you remember Abraham said, was it Abraham who said, do not give me anything. Ata a thread.
Yes.
Usinipatie lest you say you made me rich. Because God will make me rich. You know, if God knows the intent of your heart is okay, God will bless the work of your hands. Na mtu atainuka. And even if you do not help them, just like Mordecai told Esther, if God has appointed you in the life of that man for such a time as this. By the leo nasikia nikaa na hubiri.
Preach on, preacher.
God jana ulikuwa wapi?
Kwani lazima iwe ya jana.
God has appointed you. God has appointed you at such a time as this. For this reason, for you to be in the palace at this particular time. Lakini akasema, even if you do not help us, do not think that our God will not help me. As a man, if you're down there, do not think that I will remain down there. There is hope for me in God.
Come on.
There is hope for me in God.
Yes.
I may be down today, but I will surely arise.
Yes.
I will sprout again.
Yes.
As I said last time, I will sprout again. There is hope for me in God. What I'm saying is, as a man, let's do what God allowed us to do with a clean heart.
Yes.
Na kuinua with a clean heart. I help you, I start your business, I pay for your kids to go back to school, knowing that one day hakuna mtu anakuanga ameandikiwa ati wewe umeandikiwa poverty ni yako.
Hakuna.
No. All of us, we belong to God.
Yes.
And it is He that shepherds our lives. And He holds us and lifts us up. You know, I remember not Isaac, the other guy, Ishmael, not the one who ran away, who was chased away
Ishmael.
by the legal.
It's Ishmael.
Ishmael.
It's Ishmael,
yes.
the mother Hagar.
When they're out there in the desert, there was no hope. And the kid is almost dying.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, the mother placed the kid far away.
Hapo akufe ndio nisione akikufa.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that even if men don't come for you,
Yes.
God.
don't give up hope.
Yes.
There is hope in God.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but we are saying if you have an
Thank you.
opportunity to,
Yes.
to go and
Yes.
support,
Inaanza na mtu.
then you have to.
Huyu jamaa
Yeah,
inakaa
he's really
jana ni
preaching.
kama kuna mahali alienda kapatiwa kabahasha.
Ninatembea na Bwana.
And I think there is
Ukitembea na yeye
Anza kutembea na yeye leo.
Tumeenda
Leo kunaonekana
tumeenda deeper.
mahali umekuwa na kile umekuwa ukifanya.
Hallelujah.
Uendelee
Hapo
Na kama kuna kitu ulikuwa unakunywa ukaacha jana,
uachane nayo kabisa.
Usiguze tena.
Usirudie.
Mbona mnanihata?
Unaona the woman mwenye aliambiwa go and sin no more.
Yes. Kama kuna kitu ulikuwa unafanya beleni na kutoka jana uliacha, usifanye tena kutoka hapa kuendelea.
Should I remind you we are on air?
Yes, we are.
We are on air. And I was saying, there's something that he has mentioned. And I think what happens with when people go out there and speak about things they did for you and all this, is that there is an aspect of stigma.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best ways that society can come in and help in dealing with men's mental unwellness is by destigmatizing.
Yes.
Destigmatizing the issue of mental wellness or mental illness. That you know, even as a church, and I think the church needs to take the front seat.
Yeah.
Where you find even issues of suicide. If you may find if somebody attempted suicide, you find they have been excommunicated from the church. They have been told they belong to the devil. There are even churches that do not bury people who have died by suicide, because like we said last time, it is not committing suicide
yes.
because it is not a crime. It is somebody who have just given in to an illness that they have. And I think the church need to come out, the society need to come out and destigmatize. When you hear somebody has a mental issue, don't call him a mugoroki.
Yes.
Don't say that he is mad. Don't demonize. You know there are times when yes, ex-madare, they demonize, and actually you who is mad is seen like the demon itself. I think
like an outcast.
Yeah, we need to destigmatize and ensure that there is not that stigma. That I can be unwell mentally and still be seen as the Christian that I am.
Yes.
I can even out of my unstable mind almost attempt suicide, but still be embraced and welcomed in the church as a brother, as a sister who is loved, who is journeying to heaven, and who is loved by God and who has a relationship with God.
Oh, yes.
Let us not stigmatize the issue of mental unwellness. If you here have been taken to Madare, or maybe have been given some sedatives or some medicine, and you look at them and you know his in is a akili, don't run away from me. Don't start thinking that I'll start biting you. Don't start thinking that I might arise and start beating you with a rungu. Please, just take me as any other person who could be sick, who needs empathy, who needs to be shown the way to go.
Wow.
And he mentioned something, and he said that one of us in this group was told to rest. And it's true. My wife wrote to me because I had so much to do today. And when it was getting to evening, I was telling her at around 5 p.m. that this is the time I'm taking lunch, and I'm tired and all these. And she told me, my husband, you need to rest. That is one of the things that society can do.
Wise woman.
Yes,
a very wise woman.
When you see that your man is reeling under the burden of the things that they have, you can tell them that it's okay for them to, that you would want them to rest.
Yes.
Suggest that to them.
Yes.
It is okay to suggest, but now the issue is some men do not want to take that advice.
Men, listen to your wives.
And I see we have a big number of people who have joined us. We have, and Mary was
the saying that you have accepted. Now, kuna mambo inasukumanga mwanaume anakubali, not because lazima akubali, but because hana option. That's why I was giving that story.
Yeah.
They do not have another option. Akienda on the south, there are issues. Akienda on the north, there are issues. All around them, there are issues. And anakubali, lazima, I said here on this show, one of us, okay, I think I said me, I went for counseling because you have gotten to that particular point that you cannot, the macho man, the strong guy, you know,
the center can no longer hold.
Yeah, I know of God, and I have run to God, and I've cried to God, and God is supreme. But God works through people.
Yes.
And I realized that I need to get to a place that I accept it's a problem, and I need to talk to my pastor. I need to go pray, and I need to go look for a counselor.
Yeah.
You know, all around, I need help. You know, if I remember one time, I got phobia when I was growing up, phobia of being inside the water. Because what used to happen, naughty boys used to get you and throw you inside water. And Ukiwa pale ndani, if you don't know how to swim, you have to get out. Unatoa kichwa, by the time the water is pulling you down, unasema mutidu. You know, you're crying out for help.
Yes.
So there are moments in life that you know, if you do not call out for help, you will die.
Yes.
And at that particular time, this is one, at that particular time, you have to accept. That's number one. Situations have forced you to accept. And number two, there are sometimes if it is not that dire, it is not that serious, but you know, this is not the Willie that I know.
Yeah.
Someone has told me I have an issue. Same thing Reverend has told me I have an issue. I think I can be a better person. Before you are forced by scenarios and situations to accept, you reach out for help when it is not dire. And sometimes you will realize, I think we gave an example of when the engine light comes, you seek for help.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can ignore and say, I know of cars that drive with their engine on, engine light on, you know, and say it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But your small issue goes and develops a bigger issue. It becomes a bigger issue when you are stalling on the highway somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah? Lazima uitane for help. You have to go and give yourself to the doctor.
True.
Unaitana maombi because things have gotten out of hand. So before they get out of hand, it's always advisable. Enda kwa pastor. You have that, what he's calling boys club. You have the boys club. And it's always very important to have guys. Si wazee sana. Na si watu wadogo ukiwaambia story wanakuchekelea.
Kweli.
People that can relate with you. People that you share. I hope I don't get...
no, that's fine.
I hope I don't get a backlash from the technical team. People that you can share the same jokes with. And you laugh together. See, wanajaribu kukuexplainia a joke and you're like,
okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to have those. Ukisikia mahali wanashare joke na iingii, hiyo si group yako. Tafuta watu wa group yako. You know, it's good to have those that you can sit down together and tell, manze guys, mimi, this is what is happening. And they will tell you, hata yako ni kidogo. I remember one time we'd gone somewhere and mine was a big issue. When I shared, hey, ushaanza ku-encourage watu wengine because you realize yours is the smallest of the issues that are there. Had I not spoken, what would have happened?
Could have died
My
alone.
issue would have been a very big issue for me. But the Bible says there is no uncommon, every problem, every issue
you go nothing has come your way.
There's nothing new.
To men.
It's all common. There's nothing new under the face of the earth. Whatever you're going through, someone else anakuangalia ashindwe.
Sasa nini unalia hapo?
Ukampatia pesa ya biashara. Akaenda nazo zote. Hiyo ni kidogo.
You know there's this man of God. They went somewhere for prayers. And so for him, kuna mtu alikuwa amemcon 300,000. Na alikuwa anasema huyu jamaa haitamshikia, itakanyanga yeye. Then they have gone for prayer somewhere, for prayers, and now unaona venye watu wakina tunapanga tukitembea
aggressively.
He get this man who is praying and say, God, give me the grace to forgive that man who have just conned me 5 million.
Wow.
And na huyu ni mshirika. Basta yeye anang'ang'ana 300. Basta anang'ang'ania 300.
Huyu anasema give me the grace to forgive.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Amesema 5 million ama ni 50,000. 5 million. And this pastor
Yeah.
learned something from this man.
Yeah.
And you see, this man is genuinely talking to God.
Yes,
God,
give me grace.
the grace.
Wote wameenda kutafuta uso wa
Wameenda
Bwana.
kutafuta uso wa Bwana.
Kumenyana na shetani.
Huyu anatafuta uso wa Bwana apatiwe neema ya kusamehea mtu amemnyang'anya 5 million. Huyu mwingine na yeye
Yeah.
anang'eng'ana, anaambia
Akimshika.
Mungu, anasema Mungu utanisamehea, hii utaelewa. Huyu jamaa mahali nitamshikia. Ati kamera nyeki.
Yeah.
Yes. So I get you. Reverend.
Yes.
How do we get to a point and we go slow? Because maybe
Yeah.
I remember some time back I was talking about chewing, unakula nini kubwa kuliko
Ile unaweza meza.
unaweza
Yes.
meza.
Yes.
How can we slow down?
Allow me to, I'm an economist.
Yes.
Allow me to use an economic term to explain that.
Yes.
When we were in school, they taught us a law that was called the law of diminishing returns. The law of diminishing returns, like life has a normal curve.
I thought it is bottom up.
Naona kwenye huko. So there is a curve. And what happens is, as there is something that is called the input. How many hours are you putting in? How much resources are you putting in? How much energy are you putting in? And then there is the output. How much are you getting out of that?
Yeah.
So when you put 2 hours, there is an amount of output that you get. The moment you start realizing that your input is not proportionate to your output, that I'm laboring for, initially I would labor for only 2-3 hours, and I would do this amount of work. And you know, we are talking to all men. Inaweza kuwa hata ni kazi ya mjengo. Ya kwamba nikija siku moja, napiga plaster room 2 zinaisha. Napiga kozi 3-4 namaliza. But then you realize you are now putting in more hours than the ones that you were putting in before, and the output is small. Siku hizi hata humalizi room moja na ulikuwa unamaliza 2. It means that your returns are diminishing. So you are being required to put in more and more and more, but you're not getting the returns that are expected. It is time to slow down and ask yourself, what is happening? What is happening? Why am I doing so much and the output is too small?
Yeah.
It means that your effectiveness in whatever you are doing, it could even be a report at work, that initially you would sit for an hour, do a report, it's complete.
Yes.
Right? It could even be revision. It could be reading a book. If you're somebody like me who write books, I know how long it takes me to write how many pages. So if I find that I am not getting the same returns that I would get before, and they seem to be diminishing day after day, it is time to stop.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we continue. The axe, if I were to use the example of the axe has become blunt, and instead of taking time to sharpen the axe, I continue beating on the log.
Yes.
What happens is that I'll get blisters, I'll be injured, but I'll not be effective.
And take a lot
So
of
the
time
moment,
there.
the moment you start seeing that I'm not as effective as I used to be, then it is time to slow down. It is time to say stop, evaluate,
Yeah.
and see, is there something that is going wrong? Has my energy levels gone down? Have I overloaded my brain and it is now unable to process and be effective in its work? So the law of diminishing returns says when that curve gets up there, then it starts going down and the output is less. And it works even for business, where you would put in certain resources and get a certain output.
Yeah.
Even a cow, you would give this cow this amount of feed, and it gives you this number of liters. So the moment the liters start going down, it is either time for a cow you can sell,
Yeah.
for a cow you can slaughter, but you can't slaughter yourself. You can't sell yourself.
Yeah.
So it is time to say, let me stop, refuel, and then start moving on. So keep looking at your gauge.
Yes.
How is it performing? The other time that you may need to stop is something that he has mentioned. Because we exist in systems. And we exist in human systems. There are people who know us very well.
Yeah.
There are people, if someone close to you tells you that I think there is something that is not right, you need to slow down, don't trivialize that. Take it very seriously, especially as a husband when your wife tells you that you need to slow down. If you are an employee and your employer sees the way you are doing things and tells you, it's time I think you took leave. Take leave. You know, there are people who don't take leave.
Yeah.
Of course, some it's because they are perpetrating fraud. I'm an auditor, and I know there are guys who will never go on leave because the guy who will come will do the bank reconciliations, and he will know this guy did something. So if I come to audit an organization and I find this guy who never takes leave, then it raises questions. One of the ways is to check the leave, the personnel file of the accountant and see that does this guy take leave. So when your employer looks at the way you are performing, the way you are doing things, and your supervisor tells you, I think Waroe, you need to take your annual leave. Please take that leave. Take that leave, go and rest.
Yes.
Yes.
I know.
When you symptoms start coming, you start getting irritated with your cat, start getting irritated with children, you're getting irritated with your wife. It's time to slow down. It's time to slow down.
Yes.
In fact, I was telling, is it you I was telling or him? I think it's you I was telling that one way of me slowing down is traveling to the village and spending a week in the village doing nothing and just having fun and looking at the trees and the birds of the air. Because this city is hectic. Sometimes you take leave in this city and you don't even rest a single hour.